Hello everyone, before we get started today, just want to let you know we're going to be talking about mine and Tazi's new short film, Ultimate Alley Fighter. It is out now on all platforms. Link is in the description below. We're going to be discussing our experience making the short, lessons learned, the importance of a lot of different things like releasing your work, taking criticism and the like, and during the entire episode, Tazi is getting a haircut from our friend Noah. So you'll get to experience a little guest star today. Brent is unfortunately employed. You know, he's off making money, making real movies. I'll tell you now, some of the stuff that he is working on is pretty cool. So he's not in this episode, but we'll miss him anyway. All right, take it away, Justin. Stop laughing at me. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Film Feast. We're actually eating this episode.
Can you pass me some?
Yeah. We're just eating pizza rolls, and I had some diet root beer, much to their chagrin, but they're drinking it, so.
Diet root beer is gross.
Oh, yeah, for anyone who doesn't know who this person is, it's not Brent. Brent is an employed boy. He has a job as a set dresser.
He's gone, so we're having fun now.
Yeah, he's gone, so we can have fun. I can't say that. Brent is like the funniest part of the podcast.
I don't agree.
Oh, you need to know. This is, by the way, we're going to introduce our guest here. This is Noah Steffen. Zachary Noah Steffen is his full name. He's a barber, he's a musician, and he is an actor. Later, he's going to be cutting Tazi's hair because we just finished.
Live on the. We're not
live. Well, not live, but whenever this ends up going up in like a week, it'll be live.
But why, Justin, does Noah have to cut my hair?
Oh, because we just finished a short film today. We just finished principal production on the last podcast on Earth, which is going to be a fun little short film that Tazi and I did together. And today we're going to be talking about short films. We have just wrapped production on this one. We are almost done with post-production on another one that Tazi produced. I wrote and direct. Brent was associate producer on that one. Noah acted in it as well.
I sure did.
I also acted in it.
Hi, I'm Noah.
Tazi also acted in it. And we're just going to talk about all that fun stuff. Noah, say some things while I eat this pizza roll.
Absolutely. There's something just very unique about these pizza rolls that we're eating tonight. And they go perfect with the one and only Cholula. You can pick it up at Kroger. You can get it at Target.
Not hashtag not sponsored.
Correct. Also, this video is not sponsored by Dasani, world's best water.
Stop moving my focus.
We are sponsored by Dickie's Barbecue, though.
Not
That's
true.
a lie.
Anywho, you can check me out at Zach Steff Barbering on Instagram.
You're never on Instagram.
I'm never on Instagram, though. I'm so bad. I'm like an old man. I even tuck my shirt in.
I'm going to steal these.
Yeah, how do people hire you if you don't have a website or an Instagram or anything?
He does have an Instagram. He's just never on it.
You know, it's just a good old-fashioned...
How do people hire you, Justin, if you don't have an Instagram website?
Yeah, Justin!
Oh, you have an outdated website.
That was a very outdated website. If you guys look up Justin Lawrence Weebly, you'll find this is like to our 5 viewers.
He'll put it in the link below.
No way. You guys can find it yourself. Do your own work. I made a website in high school.
Freaking rich!
You're struggling.
Oh, dude, I got some on my Apple Pen. No.
Bummer. Did you try it with Cholula yet?
You know, I'll also put in another round of pizza rolls after this, by the way. Yes. So let's talk about short films, guys. Okay. So, when was this? This is about August of 2020, right?
Oh, for
when we
Ultimate
first
Alley
started. Well, when we
Fighter?
first were like, we're doing
It's
a short.
called Ultimate Alley Fighter.
Yeah, the short film is called Ultimate Alley Fighter. It will be out by the time this episode goes live. So if you Google,
oh really?
That, yeah.
I didn't know that.
Woo! This is celebration,
That's why
guys.
I wanted to talk about Ultimate Alley Fighter
This is
today.
why we're
I thought
Pizza
because
pockets.
Brent wasn't here.
No.
No, we're celebrating because it's going to be coming out.
So yeah. It should.
Wait, is this a mukbang? Band?
No, this is just eating pizza rolls and drinking soda while we talk about movies.
That's.
And then you get a haircut after we're done eating.
But clearly, this is a celebration.
No.
Okay. All right, dude.
Yeah.
Sorry about him, guys.
But by the time this episode goes live, we should have released Ultimate Alley Fighter on my channel, Justin Lawrence. So if you just go to YouTube, type in Justin Lawrence, you'll find me. You'll find all the movies that I have put out so far. And yeah, I think overall, I am happy with the end result. I think when it comes to these short films so far,
There was a lot that was learned.
Yeah, is it better than the last one? That's always been my goal with these movies. Or I should say, as of
Short films.
November of
Oh my
2019.
gosh. Diet root beer is so good.
It's not that
Hell
bad.
yeah, man!
Dude, I thought it was going to be terrible. I'm a stickler for...
You know what? I am
Root
a
beer.
fan of Diet root beer. We don't need regular anymore.
That's a
No.
lie still.
Dude, there's no high fructose corn syrup in this. Not even
I
a little bit.
love
It's called
to
aspartame,
get
my
bigger.
friend.
So
That stuff
aspartame.
slaps, dude.
slaps, bro.
Dude.
Yo, God, don't know. I'm so
Wow.
happy you've actually like gotten into the flow of this podcast. We never like finish thoughts. We're just like one of us is in the middle of saying something, and someone else will say something like "Diet root beer slaps."
We're all ADD.
We're not listening to each
But
other.
this is why we're all good friends. Is because we all never listen to
We don't
each
take
other.
each other too seriously.
And that.
Exactly,
Yes.
exactly.
You understand.
Mm-hmm.
So
Anyway,
I think that let's go into the topics that you've learned. I think.
well,
first
actually,
and foremost,
can we
and then
start with
I'll
the
go into
history
what-
of? Can we just start with the story of how this thing came to be?
Sure, why not, dude?
Let's do it.
When in Rome.
Well, I think it started off.
Give
But
everyone
it started
context.
off before the festival that I submitted coming home and wedding ring to.
When we wrote the wedding, well, that was the
So
beginning of
I-
it. When
okay,
was that cost?
I
When was that?
asked Brent first. This was at Centio. I asked
Yeah.
Brent first to write. What was it called? It's like a 2-sentence. Or
A
something.
it was a synopsis. There's a competition where it's like you put in a log line that's one sentence long, but everyone makes
It's not
it
even a
two.
real log line.
Everyone makes it 2 sentences, just with like a little like comma in it. It's hilarious.
Oh yeah.
And you're supposed to say
Weirdly formatted.
what the story is and then what it is about. And that's why and how you're going to use the money they give you. That's why it's like 2 sentences. Why would you make a competition that is only 1 sentence long, but have 2 questions that need
Because
to be
nobody
answered?
actually wins. It's a money grab.
It's true. It's like a grant. So Brent had these 2 ideas. One called Coming Home.
It's not a grant.
And-
Grant's totally different.
Yeah.
Have you ever applied
I know
for
what
a grant?
I have not applied for a grant, but I do know it's a different
just-
like. America just doesn't use grants the same way other countries do, and that makes me sad.
I don't know how other countries use
Well, like places like New Zealand, they have film grants, so they have part of tax dollars.
I mean, we have film
goes,
grants.
Yeah, but it's tax dollars, so the government
Oh.
is actively taking every year. They have a certain number of applicants, and they give a certain number
They're
of
actively
applicants the money
stealing
to
money
make
from the
money.
U.S. people, the Americans, to give to films.
Yeah, our philosophies are very different on that. They incentivize the creation of art. So they take people who normally would not be able to make movies and give them money to make their movies because they
Gotcha.
believe that. So like Taika Waititi, that's how he made his first few feature films. If you want to open the freezer and just throw some more on the thing and set it for 12 minutes,
Why would you let our guests go and do this?
because we
Wow.
were doing the story. But anyway, the competition,
Wow!
the competition.
You really need a haircut.
Yeah, you do.
How many do I throw on?
Just throw as many as can fit.
That's a good life lesson.
Noah was just giving me like 5 seconds of hardcore staring there as he was doing that. I really enjoyed it.
You said 12 minutes of leaving it. Do I put it in?
Yeah, put it in the oven. Yeah.
Holy crap. dude.
Side joke. You have to like lay them out flat. You can't. Whatever.
Did he
You
just-
stack them?
You stacked them?
There's like a pile, like a
Dude,
mountain pile. Of
They're not stacked, dude. Don't worry, dude.
Dude, I'm not dude.
Oh, wait, we're going to use those.
Yeah, I
still.
know.
Oh, okay. Just want to make sure. Okay, I was worried.
Let's make some room, guys.
Okay, so Tazi gets Brent to create these 2 log lines for 2 shots.
I like to say this. I commissioned Brent. 'cause I
Commissioned
paid
Brent.
for it.
You did pay for it. Yeah, he commissioned
Tell
it.
me when.
Save enough for you and Tazi to have seconds. That's
Okay,
good.
tell me when.
Leave it down.
I
That's
thought
good.
you
That's
said
good.
something
Okay.
totally different. Holy.
Have sloppy seconds.
No. Never mind. We'll forget that.
Anyway, Tazi commissioned Brent to do this competition.
love how
he
we
wrote
just
he
now
wrote
getting-
both the shorts. Both the shorts are really good. One's called The Wedding Ring. One's called Coming Home.
They're good, but they've not been made. So we
They're
don't know if
they're
actually
shorts
good.
that aren't made. They're shorts that haven't been made yet. I believe in the concept. We're basically waiting to make them until we're confident in our own skills that we can deliver on.
And
the
we have
concepts that
money,
Blink has
so if
written.
you have money, please
Yeah.
hit us up on Patreon.
Yeah, exactly. Or
Link in
email us at
description.
info.filmfeast.com.
Or just Venmo me. I'll take a Venmo.
At
I
Tazi
take Cash App
Starfire.
and I have nothing to do
Is that my
with this.
Venmo?
I don't know.
I think it is.
But anyway, we do these two
Or
shorts.
Cash App, yeah, you're right.
Brent and I write both the shorts. At this point, Tazi was part of a film company. I don't know how deep you want to get into this. Needless to say, things fell through money wise with that film company. Tazi left them, and Brent got hired on a job. So we were going to make The Wedding Ring with the money from that company, and then Brent was going to direct it. And then we ran out of time because of Brent being on a job, and he was working for 6 months. So we're like, okay, we need to do something different. And I think I wrote Ultimate Alley Fighter in all of 2 days.
Well, I think here's the goal. The goal was to write something cheap and to write something
Yep.
that we can make fairly soon with the people that we know and the things that we get access to.
So I
Okay.
wrote something with none of that in mind.
That's not true. I think you did.
I wrote
Most of the stuff we used, like locations and
Yeah, but none of
things-
those locations were in mind when I wrote it. I was just thinking of what would be a cool concept. I was like, okay,
we
we're gonna...
used everything that we had access to.
Yeah, ultimately that's what ended up happening. I think if you look at the original one, I wrote it. It's a sports movie, so I originally wrote that the main thing happens in a giant arena. That
Yeah.
didn't end up happening. There were supposed to be a lot more extras. The cast is still pretty big for a short film. I think there's 8 characters or something. Actually, maybe more than that. I think there's maybe 10
There's more.
credited roles.
I don't know if you're comfortable with this, but this is something that I wish was talked about more, is the more budget and business side. So if you're comfortable, I'd like to talk about that.
Oh, like how much money we spent on it?
How much money was budgeted and how much we actually spent.
Oh, yeah. So I think
We
total,
budgeted 2,000,
We budgeted $2K, and then let me go ahead and open up
Airtable.
Airtable.
which is a phenomenal software that I use
We
for just about everything.
yeah. So I think this was in about August. It was about August of 2020 that Ultimate Alley Fighter was the first draft was written, and we started going into production. We started pulling together people for cast. Started looking for locations. I knew a stunt guy, so because there was going to be fighting. If you've watched the short, go watch it. We'll link it down below, so you get an understanding
Yes.
of what it
A lot of
is.
sodium.
Yeah, it's a lot of sodium.
Yeah, we need to make sure that he's a part of this conversation.
Oh no, we're
'cause
good.
he's just
I'm learning
just
too, because
Well, I think once this is like this. I don't know.
While you look up information, I'm going to inform everyone. There's
Thank you.
110 milligrams of sodium per 1 teaspoon of Cholula. Mind you, there's 72 servings of Cholula in here. That's 5% of your daily value of sodium. Every teaspoon. Nobody in their right mind is grabbing a teaspoon and going, Cholula. That's perfect.
Dude, I've never had Cholula, and I probably will never.
You've
have Cholula.
never had Cholula?
No, I am
Fire.
super bad. Okay, I do want to be on the hot wing,
Hot ones.
hot ones. Oh shoot, dude!
Today-
That's more than a
I
tablespoon,
can't
dog.
see my screen.
That's like 10% of my
Dude,
daily
that's
value,
like
dude.
3 different tablespoons right in one spot right there, dude. I do want to be on. Are you okay?
Oh, yeah.
I do want to be in Hot Ones one day and go all the way,
Hot
like
Ones.
Shia LaBeouf does, because I love Shia LaBeouf. He's the goat.
What's hot ones?
Hot Ones?
It's-
Oh, it's a
YouTube channel,
like an interview.
It's called First. It's
Do they
the
eat
channel's
spicy
called
stuff or
the channel's called First We
Hot
Feast.
Wings.
They have like 4 shows. Hot Ones is one of them, and yeah, they interview celebrities, and every question they get a progressively hotter hot sauce. It's very
That's
good.
wicked.
Dude,
Yeah.
it's,
Truth comes out real fast.
It's sick. Yeah,
Yeah, and also the guy who hosted is really good at asking questions.
yeah. He does his research for
Yeah.
sure.
I have to add all this up quickly. Keep talking.
It should be total down at the bottom.
No, it's is it? Oh,
Well,
it is.
Today
Yeah.
I'm going to be
So
cutting
why
Tazi's
Airtable
hair.
was great.
Okay, so we
Is
used
that all? I thought
that's
it.
it.
Was
We spent a
more.
lot less than I thought.
Really?
Yeah,
Where
but
does it say? Are you
so-
sure that's everything though?
That's
like,
everything.
Everything documented. Okay.
Crafty day 1 lunch. Day 1 lunch day 3.
I never got lunch.
Yay!
we got. I
we
bought
went and
you
got
di-
lunch.
I
yeah.
bought you dinner. We
Yeah.
went to Dickie's
We went to-
barbecue
you
and I
gave me
bought
the
you dinner.
Okay. They definitely bought me lunch.
Yes.
They're an amazing cast and crew, and I just only want to speak the greatest things about them. They really came through for the boys.
So about August, we started.
There are girls in this.
There are girls who worked on this as well, yeah. But anyway, we started in about August putting everything together. September and October were spent entirely in pre-production, putting together everything we needed to. That was mostly locations, finding the locations that we needed. We reached out to a few different places. I think 2 different locations fell through. And we ended up settling on this dojo that the stunt coordinator's father owns. And that was very nice. It was very close to where we were shooting, and it serviced our needs. Like the short works there. It isn't ideal. Like if I had infinite money, I'd shoot it in State Farm Arena, but I can't do that. That's a basketball arena in Georgia. For anyone who doesn't know, this is still called State Farm Arena.
For all the people out there, foreigners in foreign seas. All of the boaters out there, the people that are boating right
boaters
now, in international waters, listening to this podcast.
But about November, we did our.
I love this podcast. It's my favorite. I love being a Navy SEAL.
So informative.
Just listening. Yeah.
But in November we did the table read, and then
we did that on Zoom, and we recorded it, and that will be released
great.
Eventually.
Yeah.
Is that the one that I was part of?
Yeah.
That was
the one
so
that you were.
fun.
You were so late though, and you were like.
Yeah, you were.
Wait, was I supposed to do this? Because you didn't remember it was happening.
Oh, dude. So I remember because at the time I was skateboarding, and I came home from the skate park, was having a good old jolly time. Went into my room, was just kicking back, relaxing, and then got 10 messages from 10 different people. I was like, "Where the heck are you?" And I was like, "What?" Open up my computer, and there was everyone.
I tried to call you.
Tazi always calls me. You call me
I'd rather call you than text you.
Oh, I appreciate it because I ignore
anybody.
text messages always.
Dude, I know.
I get a phone call. I'm like, "Oh, someone wants to talk."
Yeah, and I
Makes
like
sense.
to talk to people rather than text them. It's I call you all the time too.
Yeah, you do.
And your voice is annoying to me, so I don't know why I do. Just kidding.
Plus, text messaging, you don't know how
somebody's
feels.
talking. Yeah,
because you can say something.
dude,
so
I've
simple,
burned bridges so many times just by texting people, and Justin knows this. But it's because I don't think they understand what I'm saying.
You can sound like a douche so easily over text, but you mean it to sound nice.
Yeah,
I'm in love with you.
You guys, everyone's watched
I'm in love with there's just so many different
People have
things.
watched this podcast. The way that Tazi speaks when he's upset, like the last podcast, it's the way he texts, even if he's not angry, people always seem to read it like that.
yeah.
And he might not be mad at them. He might just be like, "Okay, dude, what's up?" And they read it's like, "No, dude, what's up?" Like something like that.
Well, typically what happens is there'll be a controversial topic, first.
Because, Tazi runs to those.
Mm-hmm.
I do, because they're entertaining to me.
Also, note, Tazi is not an angry person, and he's not super hot-headed like most people would think. He's just very passionate and very angry.
Yeah, and then violent off camera. Okay, the table read was great, guys. I do agree. Table read was really fun. It confirmed to me, one, that my writing was getting better because, it worked. The story worked. The lines worked. People were having fun. You just fell into it for someone who picked it up. This man's a natural, by the way. Dude.
Yeah, I always say.
I'm not a nat.
I always say. I don't always say this, but I do.
He
say
does
it.
always say it. I know what he's going to say, but he always says it.
What do I say?
He says, "I'm Tazi Starfire,
That's not what I
the
was
one
gonna
and
say.
only."
At all, that wasn't what I was gonna say.
Okay, right. What were you going to say?
I was gonna say when you do a
when
class.
you
I used
do-
to.
Sorry, I was going to say with you. I'll let you say it first.
You're lucky the cameras are rolling. When I used to teach acting in California stuff, and most of the time you could tell whether or not somebody has a gift for acting, because people do have to have a gift for acting. There is a knack to act, and I know a lot of people that just don't have that gift, but Noah definitely does, for sure.
I knew he was gonna say that. That's where I knew he was going. So I was gonna let you say it because I definitely knew you were gonna say
At the
that.
same time.
Noah, you definitely have a knack for acting.
So good, Noah.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm gonna check on the pizza. Pockets.
Thank you. So we
Pizza
did
pockets?
the table read in November. First date. Best
He's
butt man. I like it.
shaking his booty off camera.
Mm-hmm. But in December, early December, I think it was the first week of December. That was our first day of shooting. We went to ATL Stunts downtown, and we shot all of the action there. So it's the video game world was just
salty.
That's the sodium.
5% of your daily value.
5%, man. So we shoot there. Day went really smooth. We shot all day on a Saturday. Our director of photography, that was the only day he actually shot, Michael Pollard. Shout out to Michael Pollard. You can find him on Instagram at Michael Pollard.
And he is active.
And he is active. He is.
I'm also active.
He's doing great. But the point is that was a really smooth day.
We'll
I
have
think
him on
everything
that
went
show at some point in our life.
Everything went really well. The stunt guys and I, we had done previs for the fight scene. If you're doing action, do previs. The professionals do it. If you are not a professional, definitely do it.
That
because
little
it helps
dab
a
of
lot.
hot sauce was hot, dude. My mouth
Yeah,
is
you're a
burned.
baby. But dude, you're amazing. What a G. He's just laying
What a
pizza
G.
rolls on.
You're a gangster, bro? Bro. Oh! No! Don't put him in the hot sauce. I don't like the hot sauce.
You're gonna drop all of them on my computer.
Serving size is like a dense serving size.
All right, if I am going to be on Hot Ones, this is my audition.
Yeah, go for it. Let's see it.
How do I turn off this oven?
Dude, that's a lot of sauce.
Hit the.
Clear off.
Yeah.
It's smoky, too.
Yeah.
Smoky.
You can wait. They're probably really.
I just watched The Mask. I think that's from The Mask.
Smoking is.
Dude, it's such a good movie.
Yeah.
So weird.
I just
though.
watched it. It's free on YouTube with ads.
So I do need to know before we go any further with this
Yeah.
podcast, who are your guys' Hollywood crushes and why?
I can't say.
Justin Lawrence,
No,
is that what you're gonna
he's
say?
not allowed to say because he actually worked with his Hollywood crush. So legally, he can't say it because he has signed NDAs, and it would be embarrassing.
That's not necessarily accurate. If I were to talk about,
If you were to talk about
if I
your
were
crush,
to just
it
say
might-
her name, that would have been.
Well,
now you've
no, but here's
you've
the-
ruined it. You've
No, they
ruined
don't.
it.
They have no idea. They have no idea who it is. They don't know what you worked on.
Okay, just let me
But
know.
He
They
worked
do.
on. He worked.
Because there was one point when I said, just look up Anchor Point, and you'll find out what show it is. And then we talked about NDAs the whole
No,
time.
don't tie it together now.
Well, it's tied together.
does it
My little
start-
brother is
Hey.
the only one who listens to this. He's gonna know now.
Does it start with Jessica?
No, the guys that are boating in international waters are going to hear this, and they're going to
You're
know.
gonna tell their generals. Hey, does it start with Jessica and end in Alba?
No,
Okay.
but yes.
I have no idea.
No, it's not.
I mean, when it
Yes,
comes
you
to
do.
Tom
not
Cruise.
you. No,
Oh.
not you.
He
No.
clearly likes Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise is hot, but he's a little too short for me.
Hey! What do we have against short guys?
No, it's short.
I like to think I'm 5'9".
Well, nah.
Never mind.
Go, little- Tom Cruise is a little compact body for me. Great for spooning.
This is hot.
Okay.
So who's your crush?
He can't say.
Honestly, not anymore though.
Yeah.
Like for real, I think I talked to you about this.
well,
Just give me information.
I met her, and so now she's not as great.
That's wonderful. Who is your crush now? If you're like, man, I would love to take you out on a date respectfully and respect you and only respect. All the respects.
Anya Taylor-Joy. I guess her name is Anya. When she was on SNL, everyone was calling her Anya. So now I'm confused. I
Maybe
don't
they
know
were
how to
just
say
all wrong.
it. Well, no, but she was in the sketch, so
No, I know. What if she's like, I'm tired of fixing it, so I'm just gonna roll with it. That's
Really?
what I did for a while,
Wow.
and then I like got pissed off at people for
Okay.
mispronouncing my name.
But anyway, that was a great question there. I mean,
Thanks.
that's the thing. I don't know. The whole crush question, it seems like one of those things where it's like, I think all three
I
of
think
us
it's stupid.
all three of us don't think that way. Like by like, here's our crush.
Oh, absolutely not. Emma Stone.
There you go. But I'm
Classic
my point.
Noah.
I don't know. My point is like I don't know.
She's too old for me.
I don't know.
Not me.
I've seen her as a child, so I can't.
I could be like Tazi and meet Anya Taylor-Joy and just be like, you know
You know
what?
what I'm saying?
This wouldn't work. I don't know.
I'm so lost.
That's okay. Eat your pizza roll.
This is so good. You guys keep
Hell yeah.
experiencing this?
This is hot. This
Okay.
is definitely
Back to the topic. Back to the topic at hand. Okay, so the first day of shooting went stupid smooth. We did previs. Michael picked everything up really
We
quickly.
had 2 grips. Shout out 2 grips.
Yes,
Gavin and Nate. Hello.
Gavin and Nate, hello. If you're ever listening to this, I don't know.
I'm gonna send it to them.
There you go. They did an excellent job. Brent was there as well, doing associate producer things, using his set deck skills to make that set. So if you watch the short, that set is thanks to Brent. Like everything just went way better than I thought.
I was there also.
You were also there producing.
Yeah.
If you saw the thumbnail for the producer's video, that's a BTS photo of me and Tazi working, through the movie.
Wait, what? You made a BTS video?
No. BTS picture. We don't have enough video to make a BTS video.
Yeah, we do.
No, we don't.
We can do Talking Heads interviews. I was going to talk to you about this later.
Oh.
Talk about it now on the podcast. You guys are hearing it first.
You're hearing it live.
But then came that day went really smooth. But then came the problems. 2 weeks later, we were going to shoot the rest of the short, and the two actresses that we had got sick, so we couldn't shoot with them that day.
We shot with one person.
Now we shot with one actor. An actor for Peter was a completely different person. Because we shot a bunch of scenes with him.
No, that's not
we shot one scene with him, the opening scene. Then we went and shot the car scene with Ethan and Will. We shot those 2 scenes, and then we went on Christmas break. We were going to come back the first week of January and shoot, and I think someone else got sick, we delayed it again. You got sick, but your shoot.
You're hard to contact.
Your shoot, we did his shoot, like him and Tazi were the only ones on set, so I think we had like 4 different times that we tried to shoot with you.
You also had to switch my character.
I also didn't have lines.
Oh yeah, that was the first Saturday when
because I got sick with the COVID.
Yeah, he also got sick.
0-9.
So we ended up having to replace the day before. I think it was the end of January. We were finally going to shoot. Everyone had
keep going.
No matter, bro.
At the end of January, everyone had confirmed the shoot.
Everybody always does that, though. They confirm the shoot and then they cancel the shoot.
Well, no one canceled this time. It was our actor for Peter, again, got sick.
That's
and
canceling.
he got trapped in Baltimore.
Don't get sick. Just kidding.
Our actor for Peter got sick and got... Our actor for Peter got sick and got trapped in Baltimore. So we had to recast him the day before. So that was annoying, but
it was easy. I didn't do anything.
He did nothing. He did nothing. I called like 8 different people.
Well, you
I got
called
no
me,
responses.
and you said, "Hey, you just told me the situation."
Mm-hmm.
And you just told them, and I was like, "All right, let's recast it." And then I hung up or whatever, and then you had to recast it.
Yeah.
So wait, you called him. He hung up.
Yeah. And then I spent a day calling other people, many of whom just didn't respond.
And
to
nobody
me.
called me.
We had already recorded your stuff.
Doesn't matter, man. I want to be called still.
No, we didn't. We recorded our stuff after we had shot all of that day.
No, we'd already done one thing, but I also knew you were playing. We already knew he was playing the other character.
Yeah. Why did we switch you again?
You got sick on the day of the first shoot.
With the COVID.
So technically, we could have put him back into the normal cast, but I think ultimately it worked out really well.
Ultimate.
Okay, so anyway, we get to the shooting day.
Fighter.
We get to the shooting day, and we have, I think, a 12-hour shoot day that overall was fine. Like, there was nothing hugely eventful. I think
Yeah,
it was just
the gimbal wasn't working.
The gimbal wasn't working, so we ended up getting... Off. We did no gimbal shots for that shoot.
Which we needed
them. I don't necessarily...
We didn't need them. I wanted them.
Yeah, he wanted them. But... It was just 12 hours of just setting up shot. And I think that was the biggest problem, was it was way too much to do in one day. We shot the majority of the short.
12 hours. When we have money, I don't want to work more than 8.
Yeah.
And then not have as many shots.
Yeah. And I also think it affected lighting. If you notice in the short, there's many places where...
Yeah, well, because we didn't have a full skeleton crew.
Yeah. So, guys, we're gonna get into the meat of this now, because I think the lessons learned is the most important part. In reality, the stories of the shoot.
Do we really?
The story of the short. Yeah, we do have about 30 minutes. The story of the short isn't really, or the story of making the short really isn't that exciting. It was a lot of just scheduling nightmares. And I think that's one of the biggest things when you're not paying anyone is the biggest problem is it's hard to get people to show up when you're just calling in favors. It's hard for someone to commit 12 hours to a day
when they have work and all sorts of other
Yeah,
stuff.
exactly. And that was the
when they
hard
have
part.
actual jobs.
That was the hard part because ultimately we only spent of our $2,000 budget, we spent $776.65.
Which is a win in my eyes.
The biggest expenses for that were our location costs and our costume costs, and then we spent about $150 on lunch.
What was the
2
location
days.
cost for the dojo?
Nothing.
Okay,
we got
that's
that
what I
for free.
thought. It was the fight scene that we needed.
Yeah, go ahead and hit record. Oh wait, no, it's still recording.
I just started
okay.
on my
Thank you for clapping there.
on my iPad.
Thank you for clapping.
My iPad is a beautiful thing. What did I
so
just say? I just
We're
said...
gonna go ahead and roll the mid-roll here quickly.
Well, hold on.
Well, because we're at 30 minutes.
I just pointed out something that was important.
Oh, go.
Go back to your thing.
No, don't stop it.
I'm not.
Oh.
I'm going back to your...
Oh, you're going
Chrome.
right here. Yeah.
So, what was our biggest location? Or did we... What was the dojo cost?
$0.
$0. That's exactly what I thought. We already did this, but it stopped recording, so we're doing it again. The biggest one, the location was not the dojo. The fight scene.
The fight
scene.
ATL stunts using their
Take the
location.
last couple.
He's about to cut his hair, so we're gonna get into that.
But it needs rent.
So those are our biggest costs on that.
Alright,
I mean, I know some people are looking at that like that. That is a lot of money. $776 is a lot of money. But it was money that for someone who's making a no budget film or is just starting
With a budget of $2,000.
For us, it was
not
nothing.
a lot of money.
For us, it was nothing. The fact that we were able to pull that off for $776 was amazing.
Which is always the goal. You always want to go under budget.
Yeah, we were way under budget. So listen to that. To any producers out there or executives, I will make a movie, and Tazi will make a movie over for less than half of the money you give us. We will make that movie.
With a great attitude.
Yeah, exactly.
So give us a lot of money.
Yeah.
So that
And
we
see
can
what we can do.
All right, we're gonna roll the mid-roll here quickly, so y'all have fun. We'll see you in a second. Hi, guys.
Tell them I said hi.
Tazi, you're not supposed to talk while I'm doing
Tell
this.
them I said hi.
No.
Just tell them I said hi.
Fine. Tazi says hello. Tazi is editing his newest short film right now in the corner that we'll be talking about probably next week. But if you want to make sure that we record that podcast, please support us on Patreon over at patreon.com/filmfeast. If you want to have any business inquiries, such as sponsoring us, that would be great. You can do that over at info.filmfeast@gmail.com.
Talk to them about investing. Let them know they can invest.
If you want to invest in us as artists, you can do so by calling Justin Lawrence at 571. I'm going to not say the rest of it because I actually don't want you all calling me. Let's get back to the episode. Tazi's going to get a haircut next. Let's do this. And we're back. Okay, so Tazi is about to get a haircut. He's dying first.
Hold
Get, buddy.
I'm burping. Go ahead. Okay, go ahead.
Need some more Diet Root beer?
That's what did it in
Okay.
the first place.
Welcome back, everybody, to my podcast
Wait.
starring Justin Lawrence and Tazi Starfire. Today I'm giving you guys an introduction on haircutting.
You're choking me, just so you know.
You'll be okay.
Tazi, do you want to go ahead and just give your biggest lessons learned?
My biggest lessons learned was to have more crew, like actual positions for people. They could wear multiple hats, but have an actual skeleton crew rather than just people that maybe know how to do some things. Like have an actual audio person, somebody for each department, at least one person to do something on this small of a scale.
Better?
Yeah, it's better. Grazie.
Oh yeah,
Grazie.
audio. Yeah, that was probably the biggest mess up of the shooting day. Brent understands audio, but not to the point that he knew our recording level was ridiculously low. So the audio we recorded on the major day of all the dialogue scenes was really, really quiet. In a few instances, I literally just used the camera scratch audio because it was unusable.
Yeah. And then I think another big thing was, I mean, I think I learned a lot of things, but I think the majority of it was the crew. Having crew there will be exponentially better.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm getting my haircut now.
You keep talking, man. It's no matter.
No
like
matter.
a barbershop talk, Brett.
But I think the second thing would be this is so weird talking and having. Dude, I'm so quiet in barbershops. Like, I'm the most silent person in
Not
the world.
anymore, you're not, buddy.
So I think this is so weird.
Well, that's it, guys.
This has been Film Feast. We are
Tazi doesn't know how to
No.
function.
So the honestly, I can't remember the second thing now. Go ahead, Justin. You can speak.
Okay. My goal with every short film, and I think this should be the goal of any artist, is every time I complete a project, I want it to be better than the last one. Or at least say that I've learned something from the last one I've made.
Good
This
goal
is
to have.
well, it's something, but trust me, it's something that is for some reason not readily apparent in my mind. It wasn't until the end of 2019 that I really took seriously the fact that each one of my shorts needed a goal of improving skill. Like, anyone who draws understands this. It's like, if I want to understand how to draw the eye, I need to understand how to do light and reflection, and it's going to take time to learn to draw the eye properly. It's going to take time to learn how to draw circles and shapes properly.
Mm-hmm.
And those are all small things that all add up to a whole, which is a photorealistic hand-drawn eye.
Yeah.
So this short, I noticed that with a lot of my other short films, there was very loose structure. There wasn't a lot of... There wasn't really a structure to anything. If we're going back to just the ones I
What do you
started
mean
making last year. Like
structure,
story
like-
structure. What is the arc of the story? So I did
Yeah, that's
three...
what I was gonna say. The second thing was to make sure that the story is right before you even go into pre-production.
Yeah, that was one thing that since we
'Cause we were just trying
wrote
to do it.
Yeah, since we wrote Ultimate Alley Fighter in 2 days, I think the story came out okay, but a lot of character motivations and stuff changed because
Yeah, a lot of it was fixed in the end.
we fixed it in the edit and we fixed it on set as we were realizing things about the character. The original
Yeah.
script draft, Thomas's character is this like angry, brooding, Hulk-like person who is just like mad and yelling and violent. And what we realized was he needed to be sympathetic, and that he wasn't in the anger stage of grief. He was like in the stage right before like fully accepting breakdown. And so there's the only moment of anger that he has is when he hits Alexis, and that's
Nice spoiler, bro.
well, I told them to watch it before they came here.
That's true.
And I think that was that originally was born of a moment of him being just mad the whole
Sorry,
time. Like he was in that first scene, he was supposed to be yelling at Peter, and then in the first scene he was supposed to be yelling at Peter, and he was supposed to be really mad at him. And as we were shooting that scene, we're like, this is not right. And then I also realized like no one wants to root for this guy.
Yeah.
He's such an unlikable character. When people talk about likability, I know some writers and directors hate that. They're like, stop telling me he's likable. He's a character. He's not likable. He's a character. But when you're trying to get people to connect with someone who has lost someone, you need them to feel sympathy and empathy for that person.
Yeah.
They're not
it
going to
depends
feel...
on the character.
Yeah. And but the point is, in such a short period of time with Thomas's character, you weren't going to feel sad for him at the end when he breaks down crying because he feels responsible for the death of his friend Noah, if he's just been an asshole the whole movie.
I heard my name.
Wrong,
agree?
Noah.
Wrong Noah. But do you agree with that, Noah?
I love that name. So I agree so hard with everything you just
Wait,
goes.
question for you.
Noah, just words from Noah. He's so hard right now.
Holy shit.
Not quite what I was going with.
Noah, do you want me to scoot up some?
Dog, you're so good.
Because you keep like squeezing by me. I could scoot
I
up.
have like all the room in the world. Really, I mean,
Yeah,
Just
there you go.
really
Look at him.
get after it.
Oh, that bald spot is not going to come out, is it?
Probably not.
The bald spot's not going to
Yeah.
come out. I think it's already out, my friend.
Facts.
So I was going into it
Moves on
with
quickly.
that idea. I needed to make sure that there was some sort of arc in the story.
Like Noah's Ark?
Yeah, basically.
Ah! The Bible.
I saw what you did there.
Read it.
But there needed to be some sort of arc in the story. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to take Noah from a place of not accepting his grief to accepting his grief. And I think that evolved to the end product of more of like, he's still, the turn is still him accepting his grief,
Uh-huh.
but he's, I don't know, it's not like he's suppressing it at the beginning. He's more just trying to distract himself.
By doing that.
By doing the fight. By doing the fight, he's just trying to distract himself from his problem,
Yeah.
basically, and he needs to stop distracting himself and grieve. And
My
that's what he
only
does.
issue with it, I think, I mean, there are some technical things that if we had more time, we could reshoot and do it.
Mhm.
Do it over, and that would be great, but that comes with money. But also, watching it now, it is such a complex story to do in what's the
Yes.
runtime? 10 minutes.
10 minutes. That's a big lesson I learned as well.
Yeah.
Is
Because there's
Yeah.
no context really.
Yeah.
You get context during the flashbacks, but
even
other
it's
than
not
that,
enough. It's not
it's
enough.
not enough. No.
Yeah.
Honestly, like when we first watching back the footage without the sound design, you didn't know that was a crash.
Oh
It's
yeah,
not
yeah.
enough.
I knew that the crash was going to be was only going to be sold with the sound effect, but it is
But
true. That is
imagine
a
if we
big
had
lesson
money that we
learned,
can
yeah.
add the crash, like an actual
Oh, an
car
actual
crash.
crash. Oh yes,
and
yes.
like show people instead of like try and explain in a
Yeah.
very what's the term? Not mundane.
I don't know, sure
I'll
what you
think
mean.
of it. Come
I'm not
back to me.
And that was a huge
I'll
lesson
back
learned as
later.
well, and that's the point. It's like I was trying to understand short form story arcs better, so that I could create better short form
Tickling.
content. If you look back at my channel and you watch my other movies, the Memento Mori was one I did in April of
Sorry, I got the
2019.
chills again.
That one was born out
My
of I was
ear is tickling.
Sorry, Justin. Keep going.
that one was
Vibrations do not agree with me.
that was born out of my
Vibrations.
class, my film class at the time, wanted to do something fun. I pitched them this idea of a fight scene of a guy going into a club to collect a bounty, but the guy, Memento Mori, to collect the bounty, but the brother of the guy he killed got there first and has the guy who's going to pay him. It was very simple, but it's not really an arc. The character goes in, has some fight scenes, leaves. And it was
Yeah.
fun to shoot, but there's no real story there. It wasn't getting us any calls. But it did teach me a lot about dealing with large crews, dealing with getting my feet wet in the action genre, which was perfect.
Are they driving?
I wanted to do something a bit more character driven, so I did Never Call, which was me attempting to do a good monologue, and I think it sort of came through, but again, it was another issue of like,
For
it was Never Call. The old guy calling his son.
Oh yeah.
But it was like one of those things where it was like too
The
big
biggest
of a
issue,
character
though,
thing.
But the biggest issue with scripts that I've read from other people is dialogue, over and over again. And I don't know why that is. Maybe just because writers see the movie, not these characters living within the movie. Like,
Mhm.
I mean, I don't know. I've been told my
Tickle time.
dialogue is good. I've been told my dialogue is good, and it's typically on point because I like read these characters as the characters,
Mhm.
and so maybe that's why. And it's difficult for writers, directors that haven't been acting for so long, or acting at all.
Yeah.
Be able to write dialogue, but that's typically the biggest issue with scripts that I've received.
I know my
And so
issue with a
your
lot of
mo-
the scripts you have read of mine is that my characters tend to sound the same.
Yeah.
And it's mostly because at the time I've written a lot of the scripts that he has read, I was figuring out structure. Again, this is going back to the learning thing. You're learning small pieces at a time. I feel like I have a much better grasp of structure, both long form and short form.
Yeah.
Short form, you need to present a much smaller character arc or a much smaller problem. I think Pixar shorts are a perfect example of what a good short film needs to look like.
Yeah, and they're short. They're not like
Yeah.
15, 20 minutes long.
Yeah, I was talking to a programmer for one of the Sundance, and she
Oh,
said, aim for 8 minutes or shorter, because us programmers are looking at the short film block and we're seeing we've got an hour and a half to fill with shorts.
Yeah.
I'm not going to put a 30-minute short film in there because that takes up a
Yeah.
third of our block. So even if it's the best thing I've ever seen, it has to be like really good for me to put that in there. But if I have an 8-minute block, an 8-minute short, I'm much more likely to put that in there because I can put so many more shorts into that block.
Yeah.
I can include so many more people in the program.
That's why I stay up till 2 a.m. writing my next short film, personal short film, directed and written by me.
Mm-hmm.
And it's 6 minutes long.
Yeah. And the one that we just wrapped on is 3 pages long. I think it'll end up being like 2.5 minutes, maybe less. And again, Ultimate Alley Fighter
extend to 8 minutes, but we'll see.
Yeah. And I think Ultimate Alley Fighter has a great it's a concept that's good that I think I'm going to work on building out the concept more into having not necessarily writing the pilot but having a pitch for a series ready. But again, it's just too much to fit into a short film. But there's still an arc there. And so I was happy that there was an arc when I showed it. The first few people that I showed it to that had never, in this case, it was only 2 people. My composer, who is my sister, Chloe, she understood it watching the first time. She understood what the arc was. So I was very happy with that. She understood where Thomas started, that his friend died, and that he is now grieving for that after losing this fight. My Brent's girlfriend Abby watched it. She said the same thing when I asked her, so what was that about? So that was
encouraging.
That was encouraging that I did learn something and I did get better. When I watched the movie, I don't know, the whole thing is a step above where my last one left off, which what even was my last short film? It was the horror one. That one was fine. That one was fine.
I've never seen it.
You should watch it. It's got the most views on my channel because people like horror films on
I
YouTube.
might have watched it then.
You probably did. The point is, those three short films that I did, those 3 films that I did back in 2019, were all teaching me something new, whether about sound design, writing dialogue. A lot of 2020 with coronavirus, I spent writing because we weren't shooting, and then we shot this short film. And I think you'll hopefully see more of those pieces coming together in the next few things that both Tazi and I are making.
Is this your first short film since COVID?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, this will be the first one that I have finished since COVID. I tried to shoot one in quarantine, but Brent was having a bad attitude, and it made me really depressed.
Typical.
And it wasn't looking good either. Like, I got my new camera, and I was having fun with it, but like overall, it was just bad, so I deleted it. We also didn't finish it.
Oh.
So that was another bad thing, because again, Brent was having a bad attitude.
Or you just throw him under the bus.
I'm going to throw him under the bus. He's not here. We're going to throw him under the
That's
bus.
what you get for leaving, man.
Yeah, how dare you work? Have a job.
I bet you don't even watch those.
Yeah, no, how are things going over there?
Dude, he's got so many bald spots, it's starting to look like a hairstyle.
Sick.
That's so nice.
Polka dots.
That's it.
So to bring all of this down, one, guys, it doesn't take a lot to make a short film. All right, don't be discouraged that you can't make.
Honestly, we could have saved money by using locations that we had available already for free.
Yeah.
And props that we had available for free.
Yeah. Keeping
if
the
you
cast
write
smaller.
to what you have access to,
Yeah.
you can succeed.
And then write with something specific in mind for the next lesson to learn. This next one, I really wanted to concentrate on my just composition of framing. I think so far it's coming together really nicely. Last podcast on Earth, I think
Looks
the
like garbage. Just kidding.
Oh, okay.
Which one?
The one that I've shown you a few shots from the last podcast on Earth.
The one we did today.
The one with that really weird actor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tazi Starfire.
Tazi
Starfish.
Yeah, he's been a bit of an asshole, but I'm getting through it.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm gonna work
I
with him
remember.
again.
That one was weird.
Yeah, it's a little
I'm
problematic.
gonna watch that.
But that one I'm concentrating on composition, and then I'm doing all the sound design myself because I did the sound design for Memento Mori. It was a little rough. I didn't do the sound design for Ultimate Alley Fighter, and I think we got a good job for what we paid for.
The sound design, I think, is phenomenal.
Yeah, I mean, I think if we paid more, it would be better. I think there's something. I think
like what?
I don't know. I feel like the dialogue is probably the biggest thing. There's some points.
But the dialogue just was recorded badly.
Yeah, I know, but anyway. Point is, The point is, I'm working on that.
Point is.
The point is, 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 the point is.
I see it. What happened there?
Eat it.
What happened there?
Audition's primary temp volume is low on disk space.
I'm just
Freeing up
saying,
space
those
or
pizza pockets
specifying
are so
a different
underrated.
volume is recommended. Basically, we're being too loud.
I don't know.
Don't show alert again.
Is it recording still?
Would you like to? Yes, it's recording.
Good.
Sure.
We're still. Yes, it's still
It's
recording.
like the show on the road there.
Wait, is it still recording? Yes, it's still recording. This thing's still running.
Oh, okay, cool.
Um,
I was gonna say we have to restart everything.
Okay.
Put my hair back.
No.
It's a big glob of hair. The point is.
But don't let the fact that you can't spend a lot of money deter you. And obviously, this is something that a lot of people said, but I think the most important lesson I have learned from Ultimate Alley Fighter is whatever short you're going to do, concentrate on making it the best thing you currently can do, and you will learn from your mistakes and get better. You know, there are things that you are going to start learning that will become second nature, but you have to concentrate on those things and make them an active part of your brain.
Sneeze. Do your thing.
No, you can keep talking. I'm just grabbing my phone because I want to reference something.
Okay, and make them an active part of what you're trying to do, and then they will become second nature. I think what I've learned so far is, as I'm trying to get into the film industry, is that my craft skills still need a lot of work, and that if I continue to work on those, whether it be through my writing or through my directing or through my just filmmaking and as a whole, that if I work on those fundamentals, I think the taste that I do have will come through.
Is bitter.
Yeah, I'm very bitter.
I recommend. I recommend watching a video on YouTube. We'll link it in the description below.
You're making me link things now.
Gosh, it's Southwest by
South by Southwest.
It's so stupid.
It's Mark Duplass at South by Southwest
In 2015.
In 2015, he's
I thought it was necessary. For
he's doing a Q&A.
It's more than a Q&A. He has a keynote and then a Q&A.
Yeah.
And his advice is phenomenal. And it doesn't really, not everything applies to this day and age. But it's still really good information. So go out and watch that if you're curious to make stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And as you're continuing to follow me, Brent, and Tazi, you'll get to see more and more of our skills improve.
I think I'm good for a feature though.
Yeah, you are. You feel good for a feature. I don't. But Brent and I, our next goals is we're considering whether or not we'd make a good directing duo. Because Brent and I share, I think Brent and I share a very similar taste in what we want, but we bring different voices to the table, and I think it's complementary. We wrote 2 scripts last year, those 2 shorts, Coming Home and The Wedding Ring, which I think can be very good short films. They fit the criteria of everything that we've been talking about of what a short should be. They're short within 8 minutes.
Pitch Coming Home real quick.
Coming Home.
Don't worry about spoilers.
Coming Home is about a guy returning to an orphanage that he used to run that has been overwhelmed by a zombie horde. He feels responsible for letting the kids die, and he has to let them go. So it's it's a little bit of a chase scene.
Now make them excited.
Make who excited?
The audience excited.
Oh, it's really good. It's really freaking good. There's going to be a scene where you're going to see the main character trying to teach a kid how to throw a paper airplane out a window. They're going to throw it, and then we're going to match cut into the main character back in the real world jumping out the window as he's getting chased by zombies. He's going to hit the ground, turn around, and then all of a sudden these little child zombies, like 20 plus of them, are going to just jump out the window after him and hit the ground one by one as he tries to get away from him.
We have everything we need but money.
Basically.
So if you have money, we have land to build a facade on, because it's going to be in a facade. And then at the end, what happens at the end, Justin?
Everyone dies.
We burn the location down, literally burn it. But even that. But here's the thing: Brent and I talked about this by ourselves. We don't feel that Brent and I don't. Well, no, because it's a question of whether or not Brent and I would be a good directing duo. And what Brent and I both conclude is that we don't feel we are ready to shoot Coming Home. We think that the concept is really good, and we
I'll
want
freaking
to,
direct
and we
it.
want to make it. We want to make it. We want to direct it.
So if I have the money, you're directing it.
So
If
we're
I
going-
came to you with money right now and said, "Hey, we're
Would-
gonna make this," I will be with you every step of the way.
I don't know. That would be a hard. That would be a hard
He would say
conversation
yes in
to
a
have.
heartbeat.
Maybe I think we'd probably throw it together. But
Not throw it
the point is
together.
that
You
Brent
would
and
do
I,
it-
Brent and I want to concentrate on the next few years of our lives on getting better at working together. So our next few short films are going to be ones that we're going to make ourselves. If you want to follow us, we'll be posting a lot of those to our channel, Two Guys and a Cat, it's a little comedy sketch channel we post to every now and again. I think we're going to try and do a bunch of those over the next few years. Just so that we can keep our creative
who?
juices. Everyone. We'll do it with a bunch of people from Sentio, but
Oh,
Man.
I thought you were talking about just Two Guys and a Cat.
yeah, I mean that'll be
The
one of the
skit.
things. Yeah, that'll be one of the things. That's more of a comedy skit thing. That'll be so that Brent can get
change the
better at
channel.
directing. What?
You should change the
Should
channel.
make a whole new channel
No, we
right
shouldn't.
now.
No, we're
A
not
whole
going to
new
change the
name.
channel, man.
Why wouldn't you change the channel? The skit is called Two Guys and a Cat. And
The
so
channel is called Two Guys and a Cat. Yeah,
But so is the skit.
yeah. The one skit is, but that's
That's
just
what I'm
the name.
saying.
Of the
You're gonna
channel.
put other stuff
Sentio
on there.
skits.
Yeah, we've already put other stuff on there.
No, I know. And that's why it's confusing. I don't know what to watch. You
What?
have, your things are all over. You have your own personal channel, and you have that channel.
I have my own personal channel,
This
and then
is
that
where
channel.
Tazi
That's
and
it.
Justin in the show start to argue over random nonsense.
I
This
don't-
is
I don't
where
know why this
I
is a debate.
put my
Okay,
business cap on
this
and
is-
try and
This
create
is
your
this
brand,
is this is
and you deny everything. I
my
offer
channel. My channel is stuff that I personally create. It is stuff that I have written and directed.
you.
Two Guys and a Cat is mine and Brent's thing.
Yeah, but Two Guys and a
Two
Cat.
Guys and a Cat is
is
where
one of
things
the
that
skits.
Brent and I do together go.
Didn't you guys have a production company name?
I have one called Spur of the Moment. I have not. I posted one thing to that channel. I have not put
Why don't
anything
you
else
just
to that
delete that channel and change the Two Guys and a Cat name.
because Two Guys and a Cat is Two Guys and a Cat. It's nostalgia.
Yeah, it's the skit.
It's the sketch channel. We put
Whatever.
sketches on it. I don't know why you wanted to change that channel so much.
Because you're
Two
putting
Guys and a
other
Cat is
stuff
the brand.
besides that one skit.
Oh,
on
me? What do I
No,
think, guys?
Two Guys and a Cat is just the
My
name
opinion?
of the channel.
What do I think?
exactly
What do you
what I'm
think,
saying.
Noah?
Thank you for including me in this podcast, gentlemen. I really do appreciate it. I think personally, and I never take sides, but I will take sides this one time. If the skit is called Two Guys and a Cat, I would not recommend.
Having the channel.
Tazi, if you get a big head after I say this, I will slap you
Hey,
and ruin your
The
haircut.
channel
just
is
know what
called
I'm
Two
talking
Guys
about.
and a Cat. We named the first skit Two Guys and a Cat because the channel is named Two Guys and a Cat, and it's
But
we
it's
re-
about Two Guys and a
and
Cat.
every now and again we have recurring skits with those characters from that scene. I think right now there's about 3 of those sketches on the channel about
I
out
should
of
have
like the
changed
20
the
videos.
aperture on this my camera because your face is not in focus.
Mine?
That's fine. I got that one over there.
I want to be in focus.
That was just my
And
opinion.
again, Two Guys and a Cat is not about building our personal brand. Two Guys and a Cat is
For fun.
where it's for fun.
Which is why I also
doing
understand
it.
why you would call
Yeah,
it that,
we're
'cause
just
it's your
doing
own
it. We're just
personal
doing
thing
it for the
fun.
fun of it.
Yeah, I see.
Anything that goes to either my channel or if we end up renaming it or moving stuff to Spur of the Moment, that'll be more of the Brent and I are doing stuff together. And ultimately, how we brand
Ultimate
our
Fighter!
YouTube channel is sort of irrelevant because Brent and I know not necessarily, but Brent building relationships with people. They're not
I
going
mean,
to
y'all
care.
can do whatever you want. It's not like I, do this for a living or anything.
You are just as employed as I am right now.
Guys!
You know less than I do.
Don't move.
Ooh. Oh.
I think I'm more employed
freaking
than you
out.
think.
Wait, can I move there? Are you saying you're making a feature film?
No, I literally get hired to do stuff like that and talk to people about brands and consulting. That's what I did in LA.
Okay. Well, anyway, Brent and I aren't trying to build a brand because why do you care about this so much about
Because
how we
what I
want to
do.
how many videos we make for our practice?
I don't. It's just never mind. Like I said, forget it. You'll do what you want to do anyway.
Well, I'm like legitimately curious. Like, do you,
Because I care for your career, and I think it would benefit you to name it and build your brand in a certain way. Like a
well,
certain,
why
like
haven't
how
you
everybody
done
else
that?
does. What?
Why haven't you done that?
Because I don't want to do a video channel like that.
Oh yeah, I don't know, but we're not trying to grow a YouTube channel.
Neither am I.
So why do you care? I'm still confused why it's such a big deal. We just do two guys and a cat for the
If
fun
you were
of
going to
it.
be consistently uploading,
We're not going to be consistently uploading.
This is how you shut up Tazi in any conversation.
We're not going to be consistently uploading to two guys and a cat.
I
It's
thought
more-
you just said if you
Dog,
follow
you
our
move
career.
again.
No.
You move again, and I'll mess up your beard permanently.
No. I was saying that two guys and a cat is one of the ways we're going to try and train ourselves to work together, to give ourselves
We'll
some
watch the
practice.
playback.
We're not going to upload. We're going to upload more over the next 2 years, but we're not going to be like every week you get a new two guys and a cat video. We're not doing that.
I wasn't suggesting that at all. Forget it.
So,
So
in
what's
other
next,
news,
Justin?
Diet Root Beer still slaps. Angelina Jolie is somehow still kind of hot.
Yeah, she doesn't look a day over how she looked when she started.
It doesn't make sense. Like, she cannot be human, right?
Probably not.
Well, she is in a movie where she's playing a literal god. Just saying.
Are you calling her a god?
You mean goddess?
Ooh! Burn!
I guess.
Guess? I know.
We'll be doing that. I'm gonna finish up all my scripts. My hope is that I
Those are
can,
weenies.
in terms of perfecting
what?
my craft. In terms of perfecting my craft, it's gonna be about. I've got like a few short films that Brent and I are gonna do together, and we're gonna work on. So we got those to work on. I think we have about 5. We're gonna do the sketches as something that we can do that'll be fun, but also a way for Brent to get better at
Towel machine right now.
directing.
This will work
I want to
the same.
perfect my scripts, get those finished, get them in a good place, get my pitches ready, because I only have one pitch written for a TV series, and I need to actually work on that still more. And then Brent and I are both pursuing careers within the film industry as in crew positions. So my hope is that within the next year, I'm working on stuff in the way that Brent is working on stuff, and then we can utilize our connections through there to create content, gain exposure, and hopefully enter in the more creative side of things.
Forever. This is permanent, by the way.
So,
Is it really?
No.
so Noah, how about yourself? You're obviously a barber,
Sir, yes, sir.
but you also are a musician,
Yep,
and you also are an actor.
I sure am.
So tell
You're
us
a musician?
Tell us a little about that. What are your next steps?
My next steps, to be perfectly honest with you, is just putting one foot in front of the other, enjoying what I'm doing, and right now that's barbering. That's where I'm taking my creative ventures, and my talents will be in barbering right now. And I act on the side, and I write music on the side. But when I can start making more money as a barber, I'm going to eventually funnel it towards my creative career, which would be acting and music, and I've got a lot on my mind for the future. So stay tuned to Zach Steph Barbering.
Yeah.
Which might become Zach Steph Music, which might become Zach Steph Acting. Watch out. Future Brad Pitt / half Mexican.
Nice.
Figure it out.
Noise.
Nice. Yeah, I'm not very interesting as a person. I'm pretty straightforward.
No, that's interesting stuff.
But you know, it's no matter.
You ever heard of Vic Blends?
Yeah, you showed me them, I think. It's the guy who goes up and like offers,
He's a barber.
yeah, haircuts.
I could do a video like that for you.
Dude, we should totally do that.
All right.
What's
$2,000.
going on? What? Where you desk?
Oh, now I'm still curious about the brand thing. So are you saying that you think Brent and I should just like consolidate everything we have into the best stuff, put it onto one channel, and then upload from there, like the
It'd
Lawrence
be
brothers?
easier.
Yeah, that's what. Sorry,
No, you're good.
talk to Tazi.
It'd definitely be easier for people to find your stuff.
Then we can just point them to the Lawrence
One
brothers.
fucking channel instead of the 3.
As a person who's an outsider, first off, when you hear just the name the Lawrence Brothers, you go, "Holy crap, that's pretty freaking official."
Ooh.
Secondly, it just sounds
So like the
tight.
Coen brothers, but the Lawrence brothers.
Right, and also everything
Yes.
just is put together
Duh.
and it's in all one place. It's more. Oh, my back. It's more organized.
Yeah.
Yeah. Organization is key, my friend,
Mm-hmm.
in branding.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know how I was building out the empire and organizing everything?
Mm-hmm.
I hate the organization of it. So I need to go back and rebrand everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it doesn't make sense. Everything's all over the place. I mean, it makes sense, but how I was doing it from companies leasing to other companies, everything's all under one umbrella, and then that company using this company's, it was just like all over the place. And so,
yeah,
I'd rather just like bite the bullet if I have to bite the bullet for the organization's sake.
Yeah,
because I am OCD that way.
Well, I hope people listen to this, as I think we're coming up on our time here.
Well, here's what I'm doing for the future.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. You stop talking.
Guys, look it. It's
Is it better?
okay.
No. Tazi's right. I'm really bad at
You did this
asking
the
people.
other day in the car.
I'm really bad at asking people what they're doing next.
You asked Noah. You just don't care about me.
I think you guys have some things you guys need to work through.
That's what the podcast is for. We just say, you know what, Justin, you are selfish. Tazi, you're angry.
I'm angry because you're selfish.
And
So fix your selfishness. And I
so
won't be
so
angry.
here's the thing. As an outsider on the podcast for the first time, Tazi is a know-it-all. Shout out Tazi.
I know a lot of things.
You're a know-it-all, but
Not
here's
everything.
the thing: is you're actually wrong a lot, and you
Wow.
you
Tell me
refuse
when.
most of the time. And you refuse to admit
Bingo.
it. The other thing is
This
is
is not
Tazi has
accurate.
wonderful opinions and great advice to give people. Even if, I mean, it sounds mean, but even if sometimes he might not take it himself, he has a lot of really great advice. But
I'd love to know what.
It's like a virgin giving
Like you're
dating
just saying
advice.
things, but not giving any
But-
examples.
But
Well, I think in this case, Tazi, it's because it's more of like he's telling us what he feels in general, and we can apply that
Thank
to our
you.
own lives. Like
Thank you.
So still no
selfishness.
specific examples.
Well, but no, the selfishness thing is
Awesome.
in the moment you caught that specific example of when we were driving in the car. He asked me what I was doing.
I
what
waited
my
20
plan.
minutes.
Then he
Watch the
waited,
profanity.
and it's because
That's right,
I'm
nobody's
just really
leaving.
bad at conversation. If you, just a second. Okay. The destination drive is full. Are you serious?
Bomber.
My computer just ran out of data. That's why I just ran out of hard drive room. That is why the audio is switched to the camera audio. I have no idea if it's any good.
It is pretty good.
Test
But no, but the point is that for those listening,
To finish my thought, Tazi has really great advice to give, and on the other
We're
hand,
gonna dive into this
Justin
after the podcast ends.
Justin is not someone who likes to take advice. He's someone who thinks in his head he's going to be really nice and he's not going to say much, but in reality, he's not taking a crap ton of your advice until 10 minutes later after he processes and goes, so what do you mean? And then he starts asking questions about what you mean. But in reality, Tazi's already pissed off that Justin shut him down in the first 10 seconds of the conversation by going, I don't know, I'm not taking your advice. So then there's this weird argument that's not really an argument, like 24 seconds.
really accurate now.
So I usually am just there as a mediator going,
Oh my gosh.
so all that to say, both people are really kind-hearted, both people are really sweet with great things to say, they just don't communicate very well, and then they get pissed at each other because the other person isn't doing what they want them to do.
So what I am doing next, while we're still here, is I am the next 4 days I'm writing, or 5 days I'm writing 5 different shorts that I want to finish this year, and then all the while I'm finishing these or doing these shorts, filming these shorts.
In these shorts.
I don't know if I'm in any of these ones. I'm just directing these ones.
I meant like shorts, like shirts you wear.
Oh,
Sorry.
I gotcha. Then I am, I'm getting better at talking while you're doing this. Then I am writing and finishing and perfecting the feature film that I want to make soon, which is called Blood Brothers. So stay tuned for what I have. Follow me on Letterboxd at Tazi Starfire. Follow me on Instagram at Tazi Starfire. Follow me on Twitter at Tazi Starfire. Follow me on Facebook. I don't know if I'm on Facebook anymore.
But if he is, it's at Tazi Starfire.
Tazi Starfire. And then I am also making a website soon, because I mainly do freelance work right now. Main source of income. So, I'll let you know when that's out. All right. I think that's a good episode, eh?
Yeah, I think we're gonna wrap it up there. Take it away, Justin, in the future. Take it away.
Thanks, Noah, for being on the show.
Oh,
No,
absolutely.
take it away.
It was my
Take
pleasure.
it away before they take it away from me. Take it away.
All right, take it away now. Goodbye.
Making pancakes, making bacon
Don't
pancakes.
do it while you're
Make some
twerking.
bacon, then we make some bacon pancakes. Take some bacon, then you put them in the pancakes.
Yeah.
Bacon pancakes. 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 Bacon pancakes.
All right, goodbye.
All right, guys. Tazi got a haircut. He looks sexy now. Come here, Tazi. Mr. Starfire. All right, guys. Just lean in. Lean in nice. Oh, gosh, look at him. What a beautiful man. If you want to support us, you can do that over at patreon.com/filmfeast. If you want to email us, you can do so by emailing info.filmfeast@gmail.com. We really appreciate the few viewers that we have. We hope that this little group of people gets bigger, but until then,
There's one person.
we get an average
You
of
said group, there's one person.
we get an average of like 5 views a video.
That's us 3 and then your brother. That's only 4.